Hi darlings. Alright, this will be interesting. I'm unboxing a pair of shoes that I just received from StockX. I've never worked with them before. I've never gotten anything from there before. I've heard the terrible Reddit reviews, but then I've heard some really good YouTube reviews. I have no idea what I'm in store for, and I didn't know what I was in store for when I started bidding on things, but I learned about the process. I bid on some things. I'm going to tell you how that went, and then I have a pair that has arrived in the mail today. We're going to open it. So, StockX is actually a great website, and if things were authentic and real, I think it would actually be really great. And they claim that their things are authentic and real. So I don't know why people on Reddit are talking about getting things that were not real, that were worn, that were not new, that were not authentic. So I don't know what's going on, and I'm only going to go off of my personal experience for now. But here's my little backstory. I got the first generation Vapormax Flyknit when they came out and loved it. They're the most amazing thing I have ever run in. I use them as running shoes. I know not everyone does, but I loved it. So I continued getting them. Mine have gotten really dirty and worn out. So it's just time for a new pair. And I had a terribly hard time finding them in the stores now. Now you literally have to go onto eBay, StockX, maybe even Poshmark to find an interesting pair of Vapormax. They do still have the Vapormax Flyknit, and now they have the Vapormax Plus. There's also a ton of different iterations of the Vapormax shoe, and I got the Vapormax 360. There's some more words after that, we'll get to that, but that's like the genre of it, right? So this is not even like a brand new Vapormax just drop. This is actually a little bit of older one, and you would not be able to find this in stores. So that's what I think StockX is really awesome for. If you can't find the color, the style, the intricate designed shoes, if you can't find them in the store because they're just not in the stores, or they were never in the stores, StockX is great for finding them, because I found so many and I was torn between all these different ones that I wanted, and I was like, which one am I gonna bid on? But like I said, the problem seems to be that not everyone is getting authentic things, even though they have an entire authentication, verification process. So I'm gonna take you through that. Ew! Look at this slimy stuff. It's really sticky. Ew, my hands. Not a good start. Alright, so I'm not going to hold my box while I talk about this. I bid on two different shoes before I went with this one. The first one I bid on was this, and the second one I bid on was this. Now, I really liked the first pair, but the guy, I don't know if it's a guy, but the guy who has the very last pair in my size, he wants over $1,000 for them. And so, I mean, this was like a Christmas gift, but like, I'm not gonna spend that. Sorry. You know, part of the reason why people go on StockX is actually to get a deal too. So I went with this pair, which I believe was $113. Now let's talk about their fees, shipping, and other charges, because by the time that I was done with my purchase, had put my credit card in and everything was smooth, the price came out to $143. I believe. When it came to the bidding, my first pair that I really liked, I bid on that, and I actually let the bid sit for 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks before Christmas. I knew that's the one I wanted. I knew there was one available, so I just thought I would let it sit for 2 weeks. Maybe somebody else would see it and put theirs into the system, or maybe that guy would have a Christmas heart and not try to charge someone over $1,000 for them, even though they're like a 2017 pair, whatever. I get it. Sneakerheads, like, I get you guys. Like, they're just so, like, I get that somebody will spend $1,000 for that. Fine. I just won't. The second pair that I bid on, I actually put the bid in, I think, the day after Christmas, and I was like, okay, you're gonna get 48 hours. 48 hours, because I could see that multiple were available. I could also see the last purchasing price, and my bid was very close to the last purchasing price, so I thought someone would certainly pick it up, and they didn't. So don't know what's up with that, but I should be happy with the ones that I got. We will see. I'm ready to open them. The process of how long it took for me to get this was also interesting. When the seller gets notified, they are supposed to send your product to StockX in like 48 to 72 hours. They do say usually, so there's no guarantee on how long it'll take the seller to actually get your item to the verification location. Mine, it took about 5 or 6 days, and then after that, the good thing is verification only takes about 24 to 48 hours, which was the same in my case. But the better part is that I think they do a 2-night overnight shipping, immediate shipping to you. And so that's really nice because I saw that it was leaving the facility and then 2 days later it was here. So that would be today. Okay, we have box. There's some interesting tags on here. So someone very well could have bought this from the Nike outlets, and that's how they're working their store via StockX, which, you know, to each their own. Your credit, you can do that. It says that they were $300. They were $150. That was the clearance price, and I paid $113 plus all the taxes and everything, so it was $143. So maybe this was the store-bought price. Okay, oh, excuse me, $114 and $142. This is my receipt. This is the Nike Air Vapormax 360 Platinum Tint Volt Fire Pink Women's. That's a mouthful. Oh, they're cute. Okay, this is what they look like before I get crazy and like majorly inspect them. People were complaining about creasing in some of the shoes and that the bottoms had been worn. I can tell that they're not perfectly clean at the bottom. That could have been because they were on display at the store, I'm guessing at a outlet Nike. It does have this verification tag on it from StockX. Verified authentic. Please inspect item. Okay, so I guess if I feel like the insides are dirty, if there's too much creasing, if the bottoms aren't clean, I guess I can contact them and say the tag is still, your tag is still on. These aren't up to my standards and I want to return them. So I guess it is possible. So yeah, I mean, you run the risk. You run the risk of that happening. You also run the risk of if someone else purchased these and didn't like them and returned them, and then they were verified again that someone else could purchase them again, and you know, somebody else's foot could have been in there. You really don't know. You really have no idea. I mean, that's pretty clean as far as insides go. I really think this is just from maybe being in the store. Does that mean that these are fake? We don't know. You'll kind of like never know, honestly, because they've just gotten so good at making counterfeits of things. This part looks really good. I think these are clean. I like them. They're cute. My first goal was not to get white because of how dirty my other ones got. If I'm running and I like to run outside, you know, I don't want to have my shoes get dirty so fast. And I do like the fly knit. You can actually put them in the washing machine. Don't dry them because they will shrink, and that's what happened to my very, very, very first pair. But they last a long time, and really the only issue that I have with my other ones is that they're dirty. You know what? I'm gonna go get my other ones. We're gonna compare the bottoms. I'm gonna try these on, and I think I'm good to go. Like, it's one thing to be a little paranoid because you saw a bunch of Reddit stuff online, but I think these are okay. If you don't think that they're okay, definitely comment. So these are my super busted current Vapormax. This isn't the fly knit, but this is like the 2017, 2018 kind that they came out with. They have a certain name. It's the ones that have the stripes inside here. I will keep these for, you know, running outside, or if I go hiking or running on like a more of a hiking trail, anything like that, because they're already messed up. I could put these in the washer if I wanted to, but after I had that instant of shrinking a pair of Vapormax, I'm not so keen on putting them in the washer and dryer anymore. Okay? Okay. It's gonna drive me nuts to keep these clean. Like, I have other Nikes that I try to keep clean, which is no problem because I'm not running in them. but these I plan to run it. All right, we got a good fit. That's the most important part. If they didn't fit, I would definitely return. And then if the insides were dirty, I would definitely return. But we got a good fit. All right, they've been worn. Can't return them. Yeah, I like them. Woo! I'm gonna wear these around the house while I decide, on carpet, just to make sure that I really, really love them. But I think they're great. I think they're real. I think StockX can be a great resource. But don't expect to get like the greatest deal, because people aren't gonna take your bids if you're trying to do like $50. That's not what I did. But I do think some of those people that have the ones and they're like, I have a size 7 and it's 1,300. Whoever you are out there, you hurt my Christmas, and I just want you to know that. As far as things being legit on StockX, I think it's a case-by-case basis, because if everything wasn't legit, their whole platform would have like fallen apart by now. But they've been in business for a while, and it does seem to be working for some people, and I can vouch that the pair that I got, I do think is legit. But again, if you don't think they're legit, like, let me know in the comments, okay? All right, that's all I've got. Thanks.